today's Stalker 2 video, I'm going to be talking about different things that you can acquire in the first zone once the game opens up after the intro sequence for you to gear up ready for the mid to late game. All of the things that I'm going to show you in this video can be acquired in the lesser zone, which is the first area you will turn up in. And I feel like it's good to get a good gear set and a base starting set, especially when you start moving into the later areas. This gear will still do you well up until the later parts of the game, and then you can find mid to late game items from there. Also, from here we will all be able to get every single one of these from going directly from Zalicia. You don't need to do anything particular in order to get them. Some will take you on side quests in the area anyway, but you can just walk up to them without the side quest being active as well. The first thing we'll talk about is actually before you get to Zalicia, you have a quest where you have to rescue Gloomy from the boiler house location. It's still sort of like a tutorial area, and once you've done that, if you come behind, you can get yourself your first artifact. So behind the boiler house there is a cave, and you're going to want to go into the cave nice and simply, and then right at the back of the cave there is an exploding barrel with some crates up against the wall. You're going to want to shoot and destroy that exploding barrel, which allows you into the next area of the cave, and then from there you will see an little anomaly field where you can use your scanner and some bolts to navigate it and find your first artifact. I got the spinner artifact from here, which I then sold when I got to Zalicia for a bit of quick early game cash. Next, let's talk about some stashes. Now, stashes can be marked on the map, but some of them are actually hidden where you don't know the locations of them, and this that I'm about to talk about is one of them. It's in the center part of the lesser zone, just to the left of the sphere and just to the south of Zalicia and Dire Thicket. It is located just in the water here, right in the center of the lake. Just off of it there is a small bunker. So from the village, look to your southwest and you'll see a small bunker in the ground. You need to go here for the mission The Lost Boys, a little side mission anyway, but you can go here just off the bat and notice that there's a small little bunker that you can go into. From here you can go into the doorway, drop down and take a right. You'll notice that there is a door on the left hand side which is closed. That is the secret stash entrance. We will go there later, but for now head to the right, down a corridor, and you'll see a guy pinned up against the wall, not looking too hot. And then if you carry on, you'll see a couple of rats and also a bag on the floor. That bag on the floor is something that we're going to have to loot, because inside there is a fuse. We're going to need that fuse, and what you're going to want to do is keep hold of it for now. You're then going to want to navigate all the way through the electric anomaly field here, all the way to the other side. And then at the other side, there is a character, if you're doing the Lost Boys mission, that you will need to speak to. And past him, there's another set of stairs where you can turn on a power switch. But the power switch doesn't turn on because we've still got the fuse in our pocket. So we need to make our way back now on the way to where we got the bag where the fuse was located. Just off of that location, there's a side room where you can put the fuse in, and that will then turn on the power because we've already flicked the switch. Simple as that. Then you're going to want to head back all the way to the entrance, and in that entrance, the door that we talked about earlier will now have the green light over the top rather than a red light, and you can go inside. Inside here you'll find the UDP compact pistol and also some meds, some grenades and other things, which, by the way, the pistol is full durability, which is helpful, and it's a great little weapon to start off with in the zone. You don't find these pistols out in the world until you move on to garbage and other places like that. So a nice little stash, easy to get to but not marked on the map. Next, let's get you an artifact that you're actually going to keep, and it's located right here on the map, just to the east of Zalicia, and it is in this location by the anomalous field Bulba. And you'll notice it because it's a big bubble in the air that pulls everything towards it, and it will kill you instantly if you get pulled towards it. So you need to use the cover of the tree stumps, cover of the rocks, and the vehicles in the center to get to this artifact. So quite simple, really. Just move between cover and cover. It will pull you in otherwise. And between the two vehicles, there is the weird ball artifact. And you're going to want to get this and keep this because although you can sell it for quite a bit of money, this artifact has no negative effects. So it's actually really good to start off with having this artifact on you until you get better ones later down the line. The positive effects this artifact gives, though, is that it reduces the damage you take in combat from bullets, especially when you're standing still. So it's actually a really good one to have overall, but as you can see, it's worth 14,000 coupons, so it's up to you whether you want to sell it or not, but I recommend keeping hold of it for now. Well, now what about getting hold of this weapon you see in my hands right now? There's a nice little AK with a nice PSO scope on it, and just north of Cilicia, at the top of the lesser zone, is a water tower location. Now you come here for a side quest where you need to find Warden's debtor, but you can just come here anyway. There will be a guy held up in here, which you need to fight off bandits with him and make sure he's safe, basically. And he will tell you about his hidden stash at the top of the water tower. The water tower is really hard to miss, but it's surrounded by an electric field, so just be careful of that. You're going to want to climb all the way to the tippy top of that water tower, and inside there will be the weapon that I am carrying. A really good weapon to keep hold of, actually, and ammo is easy to come by. You can upgrade it pretty simply, and it's got a nice scope on it, so you can take people out from range. Next, if you come all the way to the top at the northern checkpoint, just before you cross over to the garbage area, you will see a large-scale warehouse to the right-hand side of the northern checkpoint. Inside here will be a guy who's held up called Leshy, and he has traps everywhere, so just be careful of the tripwires here. He will engage on sight, so just take him out when you get in there, and once you have taken him out and made your way up to the top where he has been held up, you will find that he has an SVD-M-2 for you, as well as another weapon on his body. You'll be able to get the 4A221. They are both badly damaged, but great weapons to have if you want to spend some money to repair them, that's for sure. Speaking of good weapons that you can get but need repairing, if you go to the poppy field right at the top right of the lesser zone, you need to come here for the side quest. The poppy field is given to you by Mitye, and he is held up basically in the shopkeeper's area in Cilicia. He sits on a box right as you enter the doorway, and he's looking for an Orthodox icon. Now, you can do that and get some money off of him, but he only gives you about 1,500 coupons. It's not a great amount, and you can make some more money elsewhere. But if you come here for the first time, another character will start speaking to you called Pommel, and he will talk to you about, he knows where the location is, but you need to pay him money to locate it. I'm just going to show you where it is, so don't bother paying any money to him. You can find it yourself, and you can pick that option, and you're basically going to want to follow my path here, and you will see that once you come out, there is a broken down shack on the right hand side. If you go into the broken down bit, then head towards the tree and run along the small fence, then beeline it to the house right in front of you, and then from there run all the way straight into the middle of the field, and you will see a small root cellar, and you can drop down in there. It's located right here on the map inside of the field, just so you're aware. You can loot the body in here, but what we need is the icon on the back shelf, and then what you're going to want to do is just run back to Pommel. Now, you've got two options here. You can return the artifact and get some money, or what I recommend doing to get a decent weapon is go to Pommel and hand the icon to him, and he will give you a Stalker's 416, and it's really badly damaged, but it's got a few attachments on it already. It's been modified, so it's worth keeping, or just keep hold of for now. Choose whether you want to sell it or not, up to you. I recommend keeping hold of it because, again, ammo's pretty easy to come by, especially in garbage, and then from there onwards you can find 5.56 ammo pretty easily. But that's another weapon that you can get as long as you don't mind repairing it. From this point onwards, you've pretty much got a really good start for taking on the rest of the lesser zone and continuing your main missions to get to garbage and so on. It's quite good, the amount of weapons that we've got, and the weapons are strong. The SVD you won't find much ammo for just yet, but it's worth keeping hold on and putting in your personal stash for the time being because it is a good weapon. Other than that, you've got a great artifact, you've got tons of weapons. I recommend looting some stashes that are located on your map, so just find out some various stashes and loot them, do some side missions and get yourself just out of your basic armor, and then you will be good from there. I will be making a mid-game and late-game video similar to this one, so if you do want to wait for those, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will upload that pretty soon as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, likes always appreciated, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.